Rustig.
Yeah, no, it's sorry, just for that chuckle where it comes from is I still sometimes play with the name Herman and Herman. It's one of those accent things. It's the same as my name. Traditionally you pronounce Pieter, which is quite tricky to get the tongue around for a lot of people, so it's funny how the names change slightly, but yeah, so welcome on the fire, Herman.
Shot.
As well, I know there's a few things we're going to talk about now, but like I said, we're going to talk about your bits. I don't know if you want to explain that maybe, but you've certainly been digging into it, which is nice.
I must maybe start off just by explaining what bits means.
Yeah.
It's basically, this is how Graham explained it to me. It's the B and the T and the S is for behind the scenes, and the small I, that's not a capital, the B and the T and the S is capitals, but the small I isn't. I think that's for internet. I don't exactly know what the small I is.
We're excited about the process of it and the storytelling, and it's been interesting just to see you sort of get to know and feel your way around it as well. I mean, like Marco, I don't know Marco, I hope you're still watching with us. You know, Marco started that to a large extent, and you saw Marco in your early days here, but it's nice to see the different progression as well with different individuals. So tell us a bit about it. Why did you do what you did this week?
Yeah, well, I'll get to that just now, about the subject I had this week. But just the whole thing of trying to show things through your eyes is a very interesting process. Because immediately what happens is I'm involved with a lot of things that happen in camp, try and film that, and then try and get something from that and try and make a story out of it. So that's very interesting. So it forces me to be busy with a lot of things that happens in camp. This week's bits is about Pieter's Pond, which is a very interesting close to camp. And it's a small little pond. Pieter can maybe, well, actually explain it quite well on the bits, so you can...
I'm not going to explain it too much now. I must say I've chuckled about the name a few times. Recently we started using the name, and I know there's a Pete's Pond as well in Botswana. Actually, we got a handwritten note the other day from someone there that got passed along with a guest that was traveling as well, which was awesome. But yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about it now, but it's very close. Soon when summer comes along, we were just saying it's getting warmer and hotter, and guys on the pool more already I see, and it's just that everyone... just with the pond, it's going to be fantastic with frogs and all the insect life around as well. So it's just a small pond back here.
Yeah, what makes it Pieter's Pond very interesting to me is because of all the small creatures that's around there, and every now and then you get quite a big surprise as well. Yeah, big creatures, big surprise, big creatures. Amazing week. I spent a lot of time down there. It's very nice because you're, as Pieter explains it as well, you're far away from camp to let all the noise and stuff stay behind, but you're close enough if someone really needs you, or if you really need it, that they can call you. So yeah, I think it's a very special place, and it's going to become even there's going to be more and more animals as we get more and more rain and stuff like that.
I'm just telling you,
yeah, Pieter's sound at the moment is having a bit of a problem, but I think we'll be able to sort that out quite soon. Just to talk a little bit more about the bits in Pieter's Pond. I did the subject for this week's. Well, I basically it consists out of Pieter just introducing it and exactly telling us how he built it, because he actually built it while he was on leave, or was supposed to be on leave, but decided to stick around. So yeah, it's got a very interesting story, but I don't want to tell all of it now, otherwise no one's going to watch the bits.
Just got enough to get cable for this as well, guys. Just a quick battery change and we'll be fine again for sound. What I was thinking about, so we lost our trend a little bit there with the batteries, but is that something else I was thinking about that I forgot to mention earlier is, along with We Learn, which is going to be Piet's thing, there's also going to be a We Chat, which will be very, very casual, informal, later in the mornings, all the times and things you'll know about them as they come along, but it'll be basically sort of late to just be talking about a few things that might be going on around the water. And thank you, Piet. It'll be very informal. It'll be Tex and Erection or myself just chatting about a few things that's going on, so that's going to be interesting as well. And then something else, and that sort of adds into a bit of what we were talking about just now, it's going to be very exciting as well, that I'm looking forward to immensely. I know Graham has been looking forward to doing it for 10 years. There's going to be the first, to put it in simple ways I guess, and we are going to walk in the general area. We'll still see the details of it, but the very concept of it, the fact that it will happen, is very exciting. We're going to go out on foot, and we've been playing around with the bits of gear, and Piet's been running around from a technical side, and and all the different aspects of it, and we are all going to learn together, and that definitely includes you. You're going to be out there with us on foot and experience the environment and see it from a slightly new perspective, but certainly experience it. To take in your surroundings on foot is something that is very special, and I've always enjoyed, and I'm sure everyone else will as well. So that's something that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm sure you're looking forward to as well. I can see
absolutely.
That. Yeah.
No, yeah, we played it, as Pieter just said, we played around a bit with the idea of doing bushwalks, and yeah, it's something totally different, and it's very challenging as well, but I think it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean, and to say we've played around with it, that I know Graham has been very excited about and thinking about for literally a decade. So it is something that all of us are looking forward to, and that's sort of, I mean, I'm looking forward to it immensely, to be honest, and just sort of getting to know the bush. It's a perfect time as well now, with it being quite open still. It's going to change quite soon, but that's going to be interesting as well from your point of view. You're going to be out there on foot. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's I don't actually understand the area as well as I would like to by now, but yeah, that's something I'll get into as well. The more time, I think that's the only way you can actually learn it, is by being out in the bush, and especially on foot.
Yeah.
You get to know the area a lot quicker than looking on a map or trying to figure it out on a map only.
Yeah, no, big time, and getting to know the environment, and maybe we talked about a few stories earlier. Maybe end tonight's thing relative to the walk as well. Something that a very close friend of mine, was a bit younger than you are now. Actually, I was still spring chicken, 19. And Andre Klokker taught me a whole bunch of things about various things, about just a general respect for nature, about being a person as well. He was a great friend of mine. But what he did is, one day he took me and another guy that had just started out as well, and we walked into the bush for quite a way. Pilanesberg is a beautiful place for walking, and I did a lot of walks there as well. For about 4.5 years of guiding, I used to take guided walks in the morning as opposed to drive. So I've walked now, which is a considerate amount of hours. So a great love grew there, but also a great experience, because you went sometimes 15, 20 days a month. You would spend 3-4 hours walking. But he took us out, and we went onto quite a beautiful area on top of a mountain, a very big hill or a small mountain, and it was just a stunning area with a nice view around. And he just said to us, he said, "Okay, well, I'm going to leave now for half an hour." Oh, yeah, there he knows.
Yeah.
Maybe just there, it's a little bit far. And I'm going to draw the parallel back to the walk just now. He said, "I'll be back in half an hour, and you guys must choose a spot wherever you want to. You can go sit. And when I come back, I want you to talk to me for an hour about a 3 meter by 3 meter piece of land where you're sitting. So 3 meter by 3 meter, that's about, let's say 10 by 10 foot. So it's about the area of the fire circle here. And even with relatively little experience, when he came back half an hour later, I managed to sit down and talk with him for an hour. But ultimately, there's so much more going on around you as well. You know, there's a view, there's a sky, there's a breeze, there's little animals and grass and sticks and stones, but there's also so much more going on. And I think the point I want to make with the walk is, even if we don't walk that far, even if you stop, you know, my grandfather always said, why walk if you can stand, and why stand if you can sit? And then it comes to why sit if you can lie down. But what is just that, just being out there, being on foot, being able to sit down in the sand and just look around you, see a little bird land, and yes, on that alone is a very special thing. So we're going to get out there in the beginning for an hour a day or so, depending on a lot of other factors, of course, and we're just going to explore the bush more on a different level. And that is something that is going to be a lot of fun, and something I'm sure you guys will enjoy as well. I'm immensely excited about it. So without going on about it too much, lots of things happening this week. I'm sure next week, Sunday, is going to be a very interesting fireside chat. We're going to look forward to it. Hopefully Charles might join us, and who knows? Owen's joining us. Speaking of joining, he's joining on Tuesday with Graham and Emily coming down. So there's going to be lots happening this week as well. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the evening. Cool. You're going to go now, Rex. Oh, and Rexon is going on. I wasn't quite sure if you're showing the time or something, because yeah, that's so Simon's joining on Tuesday, Emily and Graham coming down. Rexon's going on leave as well. Rexon on Wednesday. He's going to go home, and so yeah, there's going to be a couple of things around camp, and it's going to be getting hotter on a day. I think by next week Sunday, sitting around the fire, we might have to sit a little bit further still, and it's also going to be green already around us. So lots to look forward to, and as always, thank you for joining us at any time with WildEarth, and thank you for joining us around the fire.